The flickering light of the television cast long, dancing shadows across the living room. Ethan shifted on the couch, trying to ignore the prickling sensation on his arm. Beside him, Sarah, his new girlfriend, a student nurse, was supposed to be watching the film. But her gaze, as always, was fixed on him. Not on his face, but on his forearm. Her fingers, light as feathers, traced the delicate blue lines beneath his skin. He'd noticed it from their first date. A casual touch, a lingering glance at his wrists, his neck. It had been odd, but he chalked it up to professional curiosity. Tonight, though, the intensity was unnerving. She began to tap rhythmically on his veins, a soft, insistent drumming. "Sarah," he asked, his voice strained. "Everything all right?" Her eyes, usually warm and bright, held a distant, almost clinical gleam. "Just visualizing," she murmured, her voice barely a whisper. "Cannula training. I'm imagining the insertion, the flow." A cold knot tightened in Ethan's stomach. "Imagining?" "Yes," she said, her focus sharpening. "You have such prominent veins. Would you mind if I practiced on you?" He recoiled slightly. "Practice? With a needle?" "Just a little," she said, her voice laced with a strange eagerness. "It would really help me." "No," he said, his voice firm. "No, Sarah, I'm not comfortable with that." He told his friends about the incident the next day. They exchanged worried glances. "Ethan, that's creepy," Liam said. "Seriously, Run." "She's just a student," Ethan protested. "She's probably just a little intense." "Intense is one thing," said Chloe, her voice sharp. "Obsessive is another. Trust me, I've seen this before. You're not a practice dummy." He dismissed their concerns, telling himself they were exaggerated. Sarah was just passionate about her work. He liked that. One night, Sarah stayed over. He fell asleep easily, the warmth of her presence a comforting weight beside him. But as the hours deepened, the warmth turned to a suffocating pressure. He awoke to a chilling sensation, a cold, metallic touch on his arm. His eyes snapped open, and he found himself staring up at Sarah, her face illuminated by the faint glow of the bedside lamp. Her eyes were wide, almost feverish. He tried to move, but his arms were restrained, strapped down with what felt like soft leather. Panic surged through him. He looked down and saw his arms covered in small, circular plasters. "Sarah, what are you doing?" he gasped, his voice thick with fear. She didn't answer. Instead, she leaned closer, her eyes tracing the remaining veins on his forearm. In her hand, she held a syringe. "Just a few more," she whispered, her voice a low, hypnotic hum. "Just a few more insertions." He thrashed against the restraints, his heart pounding against his ribs like a trapped bird. "Stop! Sarah, stop!" The needle pricked his skin, and a wave of nausea washed over him. He screamed, his voice a raw, desperate cry. She continued, vein after vein, her touch cold and clinical, her eyes filled with a terrifying, detached focus. He struggled, his body convulsing against the straps, but it was no use. The room spun, the light blurring, and he felt a horrifying weakness creeping through his limbs. The last thing he saw was Sarah's face, a mask of serene concentration as she prepared the next injection.